Hello and a very warm welcome to yet another brand new episode of your very own show, Colors of India. Like every week, I'm back with all the cultural updates in the city. But first, a look at the highlights. We begin this week with scintillating performances at the Thumri Festival, followed by an enthralling Kathak recital. And finally, a tribute to the heroes of India by students of Selvan Public School. The national capital was treated by an evening of music and magic, symbolized by the Hindustani classical music. Take a look at the Thumri Festival 2014, organized by the Sahitya Kala Parishad. Maestros of music demonstrating their hold on style and repertoire. The stars at the Hindustani Classical Music Festival included Ustad Raza Ali Khan, Vidya Rao and Shubha Joshi. Coming from a family with rich heritage in Hindustani music, Ustad Raza Ali Khan set the tone for the evening with Saiya Ne Mohe Mari Pichkari, accompanied by Ustad Sabir Khan on tabla and Ghulam Ali on sarangi. His Tum Radhe Bano Sham explored the softness and emotional nuances of Thumri.
It was started in Awadh, and Nawab Wajid Ali Shah was the pioneer who actually developed it into this kind of form which we are now singing. And Thumri, I think so, has got much more, it's a very difficult art. And that's why it is losing its popularity among musicians, because it's a very difficult art. So to attain that kind of a perfection and that kind of a, that kind of atmospheric, bliss, to create that kind in the Thumri is very difficult.
Raza Saab, who holds the title of Master of Khayal, presented Tirchhi Nazariya Ke Baan. This was followed by the delicately rendered Aina Balam.
Very beautiful program. As you know, the program is going on in the auditorium, and the Delhi government is celebrating this Thumri festival every year. This is every year festival.
Next on stage was Vidya Rao, disciple of the legendary singer, the late Vidushi Naina Devi. She sang Piya Nahi Aaye, accompanied by Shanti Bhushan Jha on the tabla, Bharat Bhushan Goswami on sarangi, and Vinay Mishra on the harmonium.
ठुमरी वो एक शैली है हिंदुस्तानी क्लासिकल संगीत की जो श्रृंगार रस प्रधान और अभिनयात्मक, यानी कि रोमांटिक भी है और साथ में ये बिल्कुल भावपूर्ण है। तो इसमें भाव आने चाहिए, लाने चाहिए। और माधुर्य गुण कहते हैं इसको, यानी कि माधुर्य गुण भरा हुआ है इसमें। तो और पुराने ज़माने में डांस से जुड़ा होता था, तो उसमें वो लोच है, लचक सी है। राजा जी
The highlight of the evening was Hamar Kahi Mano Raja Ji. Concluding her performance, Vidya Rao sang a kajri, evoking images of the vibrant cultural heritage of India. Rao was followed next by one of the foremost names in classical music, Shubha Joshi.
ठुमरी ये प्रकार बहुत कम होते जा रहा है, तो इन्होंने जो कोशिश की है ठुमरी फेस्टिवल की, बहुत ही तारीफ़ काबिल है। क्योंकि जैसे ध्रुपद धमार आजकल लोग इतना सुनने में नहीं आता है, तो उसको भी जैसे ध्रुपद धमार की भी कॉन्सर्ट होती है, तो उसको भी प्रोत्साहन जो मिलता है, तो मेरे ख्याल से ठुमरी ये इतना अच्छा फॉर्म है, तो वो आगे आए, लोगों को पता चले क्या है। क्योंकि क्लासिकल गाने वाले अपनी महफिल में हमेशा एक ठुमरी तो ज़रूर गाते हैं, मतलब सब लोगों को पसंद है।
Shubha captured the beauty of Thumri, captivating listeners with Piya Nahi Aaye. She followed it with a ghazal by Shakil Badayoni, showing why when it comes to music, feeling and not technical virtuosity matters. Thumri reflects a degree of poetic sophistication and artistry. The festival indeed was a popular one among the audience. With that, it's time for us to slip into a very short break. We'll be right back. When we come back, we get you the iconic comic play Namaste and a mesmerizing piano concert. Stay with us. Welcome back. In our next segment, we take you to a delightful, thought-provoking journey of two different worlds in our comic play Namaste.
Ila Arun's much talked about play Namaste, making its debut in Delhi. Directed by K.K. Raina, the play delves into the conflict of contemporary and traditional mindsets. Namaste is a translation of Tom Didzik's 1990 comedy Greetings. But only as far as the title goes, with a clever mix of religious belief and New Age philosophy, Ila Arun gives it a homespun Indian appeal. To connect with the youth, she uses witty dialogues with references to films like Gangs of Wasseypur and the current political scenario.
प्ले का नाम है नमस्ते जय श्री कृष्णा। और ये जो प्ले है वो डायलॉग है नए और पुराने में। ज़िंदगी में हम एक ऐसे आज के समय में पहुंच गए हैं जहाँ की पुराना जो है वो नए को अवॉइड करता है, सॉरी नया जो है वो पुराने को अवॉइड करता है, पुराना जो है वो उधर मुड़ के देखना नहीं चाहता है। सो द नीड ऑफ द टाइम इज़ द डायलॉग। दोनों जनरेशन में एक संवाद की आवश्यकता है। ये दिस इज़ अ थॉट प्रोवोकिंग कॉमेडी फुल ऑफ ह्यूमर।
हम तो आधे घंटे से बैठे हैं। अरे सच कह रहे तुम अपनी ढोलक लेकर लगी हो? हाँ, वो दरवाजे सारे खुले थे। हाँ, बिल्कुल। माँ, ये कृष्णा है। देखो बेटा हम लोग क्या रहे? हाय नहीं से नमस्ते जोर से नमस्ते।
नमस्ते मिसेस केस। नमस्ते पर जोर से कहीं गए नहीं है।
The story revolves around a Hindu family who are joined by their son's American-born Indian girlfriend on Janmashtami. The meeting leads to debate between the father and the girl over matters of religion and belief. The entire play is interspersed with one comic liners rattled off with machine gun precision by actors.
Not only wholesome entertainment of families, Namaste is quite a rollicking comedy with a contemplative twist. Now what happens when two of India's finest pianists come together on one stage, fusing classical Western and Indian music with the thrill of jazz? Take a look at this very special concert dedicated to the spirit of nationhood and the colors of India.
An evening titled Keys to India, where the piano meets the piano. A duet performed by Anil Srinivasan and Sharik Hassan enthralled the audience. Music, they tell you, is an organized sound which has no barrier and is equal for everyone. Their show was based on an array of themes related yet so different. A fusion of Indian classical, Western classical and jazz music that enthralled.
Music has the power to unite people, and by two pianists coming from different backgrounds coming together, our hope is to show that if in music and musical styles we can unite, then as communities we can unite as well. Piano knows no differences, whether you play a Hindi film tune or you play Beethoven or you play jazz, the piano will respond to the touch of the performer. So life is in your hands.
Perhaps the highlight of the evening was the theme of romance, infusing magic into the air. The duo charmed the audience with some of the romantic tunes. As always, Indian cinematic numbers like this one grabbed the massive applause.
What we wanted to convey is that at the end of the day, the boundaries don't matter, the borders don't matter, because we are able to relate to one another musically and even as human beings. So that's basically what we wanted to give as a message.
The next segment was dedicated to the seasons of India. This part had extracts of different rags which represented the different seasons from northern plains and the Deccan Plateau.
It was outstanding to have two pianists of such caliber performing both Indian contemporary classical and Western contemporary classical and jazz has been outstanding, a wonderful experience. The piano, evergreen instrument, the most versatile instrument on the face of this earth. You can do from Rabindra Sangeet to Chopin, so what can one say more than that?
The grand finale, Vande Mataram, a segment dedicated to identity and nationhood. Anil and Sharik belong to two different backgrounds, both in terms of family and social conditioning. But when it comes to music, there is a similar stream that flows through both.
Those notes in sync and the exuberance and vivacity of the performance was a treat indeed. With that, time for another short break. Don't go anywhere. Coming up next is a Kathak recital by Rachna Yadav and the Samman Divas celebrations at Selvan Public School. Welcome back. The wealth of India's culture and heritage is derived hugely from its religion and mythology. That's exactly what the people of the national capital saw in an evening of classical dance titled Aradhya, culture depicted through dance. Take a look.
A dedication to the four gods of Hindu mythology, Aradhya, weaving magic through classical dance, the Kathak. Dance U's Rachna Yadav portrayed a host of characters in a solo recital. Facial expressions, movements and more said it all.
Well, today I had taken the theme of the different gods in Hindu religion because I've always been fascinated that there are so many gods. I myself, I'm not a very religious person, but just the fact that Hinduism, our country has so many gods and each is different. So imagine to be able to create so many characters has always fascinated me. So I just decided to pick up 4 and see how, through choreography, how I can portray their characters.
The first performance was devoted to Lord Ganesh, the removal of obstacles. Ganesh is honored at the start of rituals and ceremonies. In the next recital, she took over as Durga to kill Mahishasur, who gathered a large demon army against the gods.
It's a very graceful form, and I think, maybe with all the new forms of dance that have bombarded the youth, maybe we forget the graceful beauty of the Indian classical forms and how such stories can be told through the expressions, through the movements. It captures so much, and I think the youth really needs to go back to classical dance and focus more on our own Indian heritage.
The third recital of the evening was all-time favorite Krishna, the 8th incarnation of God Vishnu. In this theme and presentation, the fact that it was choreographed by Rachna's guru Pandit Jaikishan Maharaj, this performance was special to all stakeholders.
Very beautiful. I think the concept of the four gods that she put together, my favorite was Krishna, always is. But it was really nice to see how every single piece was different. Costume, say, lighting, music, just the feel of even her expression. So it was absolutely beautiful. Really enjoyed it.
In her concluding performance, Rachna depicted Lord Shiv, also known as Mahadev. The bold and beautiful dance moves depicted the character of the god, which means the auspicious one. A perfect blend of lay, swar and tal filled the air with purity.
It's fascinating to see how the myriad hues are lent by the number of Hindu gods that we worship. Each one has a distinct character, appearance and symbolism, truly presented by Rachna Yadav in an elegant manner. Moving on now to a school day's morning, which was very different from a regular routine. Students of Salvan Public School paid glorious tributes to the heroic men and women who laid their lives for the nation and earned eternal gratitude in return.
Their motto, service before self, egged them on. Students of Salvan Public School in the capital organized their annual event Samman Divas to salute the indomitable courage and the supreme sacrifices of the brave sons of our motherland. Samman Divas at the school was first celebrated in 2003. The annual performance marks and celebrates India's Independence Month.
I want to tell them to respect the army, and the army remembers and honors their heroes, the ones who've sacrificed their life, and they do have their functions every year. But then, you know, people outside the army do not. And so I want to tell them, and it has to start from the school itself. I want to tell them that this is one profession where they contribute to society at the cost of their own life. They take risk and they protect the country.
यार तू आज बड़ा खुश है। अरे भाई खुश क्यों नहीं होगा? आज इसके घर से चिट्ठी आई है। 3 महीने बाद चिट्ठी। वाह, पर तूने तो हमें बताया ही नहीं। ओए होए होए होए, भरजाई दी चिट्ठी आई है। बता ना क्या लिखा है? ये सिर्फ चिट्ठी नहीं, इसको एक संदेश समझ।
The program opened with felicitation of decorated officers and Veer Naris. A short act that followed depicted the hard life of soldiers, the longing of their family members, and the pain of separation every time they leave. Their fight for the nation on the battlefront at the cost of their lives was a dominant motive.
Samman Divas is a unique thing which has been carried out in the school, And I'm sure it will motivate the younger generation to think more and more about the armed forces as a career. It's a great career. It's a great time that they'll have in future, and we look forward to meeting more often. Yeah.
On this day every year, Salwan Public School also organizes a blood donation camp. The 20th edition was organized this year. The event has been held annually since 1956 in association with the Armed Forces Transfusion Center. Once again, a means to sensitize students to the idea of selfless service and motivate them to give of themselves to society like the armed forces do.
अभी जो आर्मी है तो पहले से काफ़ी बेहतर है। अभी हर एक आदमी चाहता है कि मैं देश की सेवा करूं, तो ये जज्बा अच्छा लगता है कि देखे कि अभी जो स्कूल में फंक्शन हो रहा है यहाँ पे कि आर्मी के प्रति काफ़ी इज्जत दे रहे हैं, तो इससे लगता है कि हर एक लोगों को मतलब क्या है कि आर्मी के प्रति काफ़ी इच्छा है कि आर्मी ज्वाइन करने के लिए। तो मैं ये कहूँगा कि जितने भी नए जनरेशन है कि वो आर्मी को ज्वाइन करें, काफ़ी अच्छा है, देश की सेवा करने का मौका मिलता है।
The program ended with a dance piece raising the feel of patriotism. The presence of the brave was an inspiration to students to serve their motherland and to instill gratitude towards the guardians of our frontiers.
Now, the occasion was surely a day of pride, a boost for the young Indians, the future of India. With that, it's a wrap up on this episode of Colors of India. We'll see you same time next week. Until then, it's a goodbye.